Hello everyone, welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnought. Today we are continuing our scenarios doing armed convoy attack. Our objective is going to be to raid a heavily defended convoy. We can build a battle cruiser, heavy cruiser, light cruiser, well, or a light cruiser I should say. And we have 423 million funds. The convoy is escorted by armed cruisers and pre-dreadnoughts. Our mission is to destroy all cargo ships within the time limit. We have 60 minutes. Win condition, win 100% of the transports. They have 2 battleships, a heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, and a total of 12 transports. And the enemy will never retreat. I'm thinking for this one we will probably go with a battle cruiser. And as always, probably guns and fire control. Because we could do survivability and maneuverability, but this is a pre-dreadnought battleship design that they will supposedly be working with. I think all their ships are probably going to be somewhat outdated, at least to a certain extent. We could go with shells and torpedoes, which gives us a lot of torpedo tech and a lot of explosives tech. But I think for this, I want a a battle cruiser, focus on guns, to smack around that battleship, because I hate getting close. Though we do have Armor Cruiser 5, which is interesting. We are using the Italian set, at least for aesthetics. We got access to Advanced Tower 2. We want to go... What is your ideal hull speed? 24? Let's see if we can go 26. Extend the hull as much as we can, because I imagine we will probably only have something like one of these. We'll bump up our quarters to standard for now, simply just for the hell of it. Turbines, semi-oil, induced boilers, shaft 1, and an electro-hydro 1 steering gear. And Crep 2 armor, anti-torpedo, double bottom, Citadel 2, anti-flood 2, reinforced bulkheads. All the standard stuff. Now the real question is do we want a stereoscopic rangefinder or a coincidence? What kind of guns do we have access to? 16-inch Mark 1s, 14-inch Mark 3s. We might go with the... I think we're going with the 14-inch guns, because anything bigger than that, and we won't have enough... Yeah, we don't have enough space on the deck. Yeah, 16-inch guns are a bit too large, so I think we will go with a 14-inch main, followed up, because I don't even think we'd have space on the sides for... The side mounts don't have space for 14-inch guns, so we'd probably go with something smaller like 10s, or maybe we could get away with 12s. We can get away with 12s. Barely. And it doesn't really look the best. And it might be a bit unnecessary and overweight in general. As for funnel really quick, let us do a enhanced large, along with probably a small funnel. Let's get a rear tower set up. And actually, on second thought, we might be able to get away with just having 2 of a smaller one, so something like 2 of the standard funnel 1 gives us 100% engine efficiency, which is good. For now, we'll go with coincidence 2 rangefinders, because we're probably going to close the distance. We got Team T1 right now, but we could go with Dunite. doesn't really do so. This will make it heavier, but our shells will do more essentially. And I think it might cost. No, it costs more. All right. Something to think about. Auto 2, Electro Hydro 2, Advanced Radio. We want a standard ratio of AP and Barbet 3 as well. Increased HE. I think standard shells should do. Oh, yeah. Honestly, we might go with semi-ballistic. I did not mean to delete that. Oops. Bring back my 14-inch, will you? Alright. Semi-ballistic might be fine. No, we'll go with standard. And honestly, that might mean that we might not need the, we might not need the... Hold on. Gordite 1, maybe? Does it weigh more? It does weigh more. We'll save on weight for now. That will be our focus. In the meantime, can we put a barbette? Let's do a standard superimposed on the rear. Can we have 2 guns on the aft? Alright, that looks extremely awkward, but it also works, so I'm not gonna complain. Our aft weight offset's pretty ridiculous. Let's put our 10-inch guns on the... Those aren't side-mounted. We will put our 10-inch guns on the side here. Come on. Come on. There we go. My mouse is doing something very strange. Secondaries. We can have secondary 2-inch guns. These will be useful against transports. So let's just put a bunch of those casemates everywhere. Those are Mark IIIs. We'll just stick with nose fuse because I want the most amount of HE damage we can get. We'll do a 9-inch main build with a, I think, 4-inch extended. On top of that, we will do a, let's do a 1.5 main deck with just one extended 1-inch super, and let's go with, can I do a 10-inch conning? Inner deck, we will do we'll do a 0.8. Inner belt, on the other hand, we will do 3, maybe 4. 14-inch barbette for the main guns, 2-inch top, and we will do 14-inch on the main turrets. As for our casemates, we will stick with what they are right now. I don't think I'm going to adjust the diameter. I mean, not the diameter, the length of the main guns, but definitely of the secondaries. Give those 2-inch guns a bit more oomph. I wish I could just put them on the secondaries on the superstructure, but it's not gonna let me do that. On the other hand, though, I might put some dual 5s along the side of the deck. Yeah, and that should give us some extra firepower with secondary guns. Actually, can I even put a small... No. No, I can't. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll just stick with that for 5-inch guns. As for anything else, for 5-inch guns, 2-inch top, can we do a 6-inch side? What else can we do? We still have space. Let's swap over to Dunite. Dunite bursting charge because it's less likely. It will just do more, and I think we might. Ballistite's more accurate. Cordite does slightly more damage, and it's also heavier. And I think it costs more. It does cost more. It costs like twice as much. Let's do spacious quarters. So far, we're only going to build one of these things. If I turn down the range, can we bump up our speed to 27? 28. We can do 27. Alright. And if that's the case, we use standard funnel 1. Let's replace one with wide funnel 1. Medium funnel 2. Medium funnel 2. There we go. Does that allow more casemates to be placed? It does. Perfect. Secondary 2-inch guns? Nope. Alright. I'm fine with that. Okay, let's see here. What else can we possibly do? There really isn't much. Can we up our deck armor to 2 inches? We can. Which means we can make our inner deck 1 inch total. Maybe 1 point... No, just 1 inch. And I am entirely okay with that. Honestly, that's... Maybe we want to go with stereoscopic. Let's do, let's try out stereoscopic rangefinders. Because, you know, our guns are pretty accurate at close range to begin with, but I think long range might be where it's at for us, because that is a lot of extra deck armor we can pen at long range. And in fact, I think I might bump down our main belt to 8 and up our deck belt to our main deck to something like 4, maybe 5. Let's do 4 for now. And our inner belt, our inner deck, I mean, can be 2 inches. Yeah. And this is definitely going to be a ship where we sail away from the enemy. What to name you? You will be... I will dub you in my single-player, solo, non-YouTube related playthrough, I will name you the Roma class. Oh, dear lord, I didn't mean to click that. Yeah, you are the Roma class. Done. Yeah, so in my other playthrough, where I am playing as Austria-Hungary, who was in real life the last bit of the Holy Roman Empire, I think in the 1700s, if I'm not mistaken, at least the early 1700s. I could be entirely wrong about this. That period of time isn't really where I am good at when it comes to historical stuff. I believe the Austro-Hungarian Empire was really the last bit of what was considered to be the Holy Roman Empire, so kind of in that theme, I started playing as them kind of after the New World Order series kicked off, which Apparently, Wikipedia has defined has put the definition of New World Order on our episode 1, which is hilarious. Enemies right here. Are those the transports? Nope, they are firing back. Okay. Yeah, so I took to using Latin to name my ships, and the battleships were named after, were named things like Imperator or the Roma class, which the original Roma class was horrible, because the Austro-Hungarian battleship, I think it was Battleship 2, might have been Battleship 3, really tall, not very resistant, and was just all around pretty terrible to use. Oh yeah, we're getting plenty of hits in. I might have a new respect for stereoscopic rangefinders. Of course, we're having issues detecting. Let me get a screenshot here. Let's see here. What's the beauty shot here? I mean, that isn't bad. Actually, I kind of like that one. Alright, let's do that. With all these dark and gloomy backgrounds, it becomes a bit more difficult to get screenshots. But, anyway, so yeah, the original Roma class I built was a battleship that was top-heavy, and I built 2 ships of that class in that playthrough. I made them explode. Oh, I just tabbed out. I hit the wrong button and tabbed out. Alright. We need back off, because I think that's their battleship right there. I think those are their battleships. We are lagging as well. All guns, fire. I ended up building 2 of the ships, and the Roma itself survived for quite some time in that playthrough. Her sister ship did not. Her sister ship exploded on her first outing, and because we finished building those ships and went immediately to war. I think against the I think it was actually against the it's either the French. It's like the French or it's either the French or the Italians made her absolutely explode in a very glorious fireball, might I add. But you know, it was just kind of one of those things that it happened, and immediately I went and did a refit, so the Roma itself didn't meet a similar fate, and I improved a lot of it. And it actually became a pretty decent battleship for at least doing some light work. But anyway, it resulted in me eventually, you know, I reserved that ship to mostly fighting in the colonies that I had taken from a earlier conflict, I believe, with the French. Because I think it was either the French or the British that I fought. I took some of their African colonies, and so the Nova Roma, and the Roma wound up being residing in the West African coastline. We are going to swap targets to Montana. On top of that, we win once we find their transports, so I need to actually plow through their ships and find their transports. Oh, that was a good hit on them. When their bow main gun is down. But back to what I was saying. So this resulted in me building, eventually, when I unlocked the Dreadnought holes, the initial Dreadnought hull for Austria-Hungary, I designed the Nova Roma class, which is a horrifying monster of a battleship. Because I was at least at the time I built and had initially built them, I was the only country in the world with a Dreadnought style battleship. So, of any kind. And I am absolutely bullying the Montana right now. Ooh. I don't think they're coming back from that one. Target the Arizona. Secondaries target their cruiser. Yep, Montana's sunk. Yeah, I pardon the lag on these videos. I would really love to find a way to fix it, but it's just like, I don't know if it's the fact that I'm constantly using the experimental builds, or if it's some other reason. Oh, there's transports. Open fire on those with the secondaries. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why why I have so many issues. Oh my lord! Oh, Arizona, I don't feel bad about that. We'll just show them our stern and let the rear main guns do that. Oh, I forgot I had the 10-inch guns on the side as well. That also adds to their issues. But their transports are in front of us, so I'm gonna... torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water. Come on, oh, dear lord. I miss those. Oh, no. Oh, just straight ahead. Full ahead. Oh, why am I lagging so much now? Oh, the game is having it. Oh, oh no. Transport sunk to heavy flooding. We should still technically be faster than the transports, I believe. Alright, that one's probably going to die soon. That was a pretty good hit. Yeah, I think that one's going to sink. See, I think other things that I made in that campaign was the Praetorian class, which was a heavy cruiser. And that one evolved into eventually the Nova Praetorian, I believe, if I recall correctly. And that one was also the Praetorian class was decent, but the Nova Praetorian was based on a more modernized heavy cruiser hull. That was on par with the Dreadnought. It was like a miniaturized Dreadnought hull in style. And the Nova Praetorian was built like a miniaturized Dreadnought. Had just covered in casemate guns, and was very effective at doing its job of being just a small pocket battleship, essentially, which is usually how I wind up building battle cruisers. But you know, it's one of those things that I really enjoy about doing this, is I can make these ships that I know in real life were effective. Things like pocket battleships and, you know, kind of pre-dreadnought, or early destroyers, if you will. And I could just use these concepts that weren't even around in the 1800s. Or at least they weren't around until late into the 1800s, and I can make ships based on those concepts, and they're actually effective. The only concept that I can't really do is the pre-dreadnought, or the early dreadnought. Of having a battleship with more than 2 main guns and covered in casemates, or you know, that actually, you know, I'm not even sure if that's a good way of describing that. You know, what makes a dreadnought? That is a good question. I mean, I know what makes a dreadnought, but I could be wrong. I might have to do some research into that. There's a lot of things I need to do this week. We got Arms Trade Tycoon tanks coming out next week, so I'm like really excited for that, and I'm like, alright, how am I going to do this series? But at the same time, I'm also like, I just wrapped up the first ever Dungeons and Dragons campaign I have ever DM'd for. Sunday was the final session, and it went rather well. And actually, it's because I used to do a lot of creative writing, and I've always been wanting to do that as kind of like a career. And we have a whole universe that we have made over the years. Me and Will, mainly myself and Will, we've made over the years ever since we were in like, God, late elementary school, I think, if I recall correctly. Yeah, fifth grade, if you would believe that. I am now targeting transports with the main guns. Oh no, I am a monster. Anyways, as I was saying though, somebody's texting me. Woo! Theater stuff. That's always fun. Oh, that looks awesome. Sorry, we're not gonna worry about that. Where's the rest of their transports? Oh no, where are the rest of their transports? There's like one left. I don't know how many we actually sunk. I wasn't counting. All I know is I'm being shot at by a lot of things. I've lost. I don't. Well, there's our cruisers that are still very angry at me. Oh, wait. Transports. There they are. What was I saying? D&D. Yeah, so... Yeah, we just wrapped up that campaign, so it's like on top of the, on top of finishing the, on top of planning out for this new series, I have to also start writing a lot of lore and backstory for this previous campaign. Well, I need to go into my memory banks and the few recordings that I do have for this. I think that's scenario. Yep, there we go. We won. And I actually have to write I have to write up a document where where it explains a lot of the universe, because it's a homebrew realm. I'm going to actually continue this. It's a homebrew realm that I had made based on the stories, based on the universe Will and I created years ago. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a novelization of the campaign for the public to enjoy, if you will. That aside, so yeah, there's a lot of work that I need to do in the coming few weeks, but hey, it's going to be exciting. With that though, guys, I hope you all enjoyed, because we will just wrap up the video here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're excited for Arms Trade Tycoon tanks, and something that I'll probably actually be competent with, because I actually do love tank design. I do love naval design. Not as much as I love tank design, though, so I do things the old-fashioned way, boots on the ground. But on top of that, guys, if you don't want to miss any of our future content, including Arms Trade Tycoon tanks when that releases, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future uploads. We try to upload on a daily schedule. We don't always hit that, especially the past few months. We haven't been able to hit that. But anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. So I will see you all in the next video.